What's up, everybody? It's Ultimate G-Man here to do my manga vlogs, episode 4. I'm here to talk about a series that is near and dear to me and probably the first anime that I decided to watch by myself. And this is not going to be as exciting as my other videos because I'm merely going to talk about a series that, that is personal to me. And I don't really know if you guys like this series or think it's a big deal. But it's something that I like personally, and that is Shaman King. Now, Shaman King, a lot of people would say it's an atypical generic shonen if you look at the first volume and a lot of the first parts of the series. But actually, if you get more closer to the end, you really get a lot of existential questions and everything. And it's a very deep series. Now, what is Shaman King all about? So you have this main character. His name is Yo. He's a shaman, which in their world, shamans are people who can communicate with spirits and other extraterrestrial beings within that world. And shamans have the ability to summon and possess these spirits. And it's a very interesting series. And the overall goal of the main character, or the overall premise of the series, is that there is this being, this ultimate being, who's kind of like, I wouldn't say like a god, wouldn't say God, but he is kind of like the second in command to God, where he's able to do whatever, but by using God's will to do whatever he or she wants to do. And every 500 years they have a shaman fight, by which a bunch of shamans duke it out and fight and figure out and this is the deciding factor to figure out who's going to be the next Shaman King. And you get a wide variety of different characters that are introduced in the series that get really fleshed out, and they're very, very interesting. Now, the number one best thing about this series are the characters. We have Yo, who's freaking awesome. Then we have Anna, who's another awesome character, who's actually supposed to be Yo's fiance, which is very interesting because in their world they have like this whole scenario where you get arranged marriages, almost, where they decide whether or not you're compatible for someone, and their whole backstory and how they got together with the Fumbari Ocean arc of the series is very interesting and very compelling. It's a very compelling series, and I feel like it's a series that doesn't get enough credit for what it is. I mean, a lot of people, when they watch the anime, they get turned off. They're like, oh, it's another Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's definitely not like Yu-Gi-Oh! or like Pokemon or anything like that. It's a series in and of itself. As after a while, from the beginning, you just think, oh, well, they're doing these shaman fights and the spirits are like their Pokemon or whatever. But as the series goes on, the spirits develop alongside with the main character, and you see Amidamaru develop as Yo develops through the series, and they develop a connection with each other, and their spirits going closer and closer together. And you see, as Yo's spiritual energy, or Furoku, increases, so does his spirit increase. And then the dynamic between the main antagonist and the main protagonist. Now, this is a very interesting dynamic that I feel like doesn't get a lot of credit, is the fact that the main character and the main antagonist are twins. They were born from the same family, but the main antagonist is a reincarnation of a previous tyrannical being of some sort. And I forgot his backstory almost, but he's a very interesting character. You really learn about how he has a fixated hate, and I do remember his backstory. It was something about his mom, and his mom was persecuted as being a witch. This is going into spoiler territory, but yeah. And then there's this whole drama going on with that, and because of that, he grew up hating humans because they killed his mom. And then this carries on through generation and generation. He keeps being reincarnated and having this hate for humans because of humans' lack of acknowledgement for the spiritual importance of nature and all these different things. And the main villain is one of those situations where the main antagonist isn't really evil. It's more of the series is more of in a morally gray type area, and even like characters who you think are like on the good side, like, and then there's a lot of different people who have their own ideas of what they want the world to be like, and what they feel like the world should be, like the X factor or X laws. Yeah, the X laws. They have their own idea of how the world should be, and their leader, and they all serve under this leader named Lady Diane, and all this interesting stuff happens. And the Shaman King series as a whole is very morally gray. It's very different than your atypical shonen, and it's definitely a must read for all of those who haven't read it yet. Overall, it's just a wonderful series that doesn't get enough credit. It doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. It deserves a whole lot more credit, and I feel like if they were to readapt it as an anime and redo the whole like series and completely stayed faithful to the manga, then the series could have turned out even better, and the series Shaman King could have still retained its popularity. But I feel like a lot of fans of the series, they kind of fell off once you got to Shaman King Flowers, dealing with Yo's son and everything. You just kind of fell off, and I kind of fell off too, because like Shaman King as a series, it's a completed series, and it's a really, really good series. 300 chapters, 30 volume series that I highly recommend you guys to read. It's just wonderful, and it deserves a whole lot more credit than it actually gets. So anyway, you can definitely buy this on Amazon. You can buy it from Barnes & Noble, even though that would be stupid because they freaking charge like super high. But I'd buy it on Amazon. I would suggest support the series, because I feel like if we support the series enough, I'm pretty sure Hiroyuki Take, and he like does a lot of the character designs for that new anime series Garo, but he definitely deserves a whole lot more credit than he gets. Anyway, thanks for watching. Write your thoughts in the comment section below. What is your experience with this series, Shaman King? Have you read it? And what do you think about it? I mean, I personally loved it. I mean, it's not a hands down 10 out of 10. When I first read it, it was a 10 out of 10 to me. But over the years, and I've grown more versed in manga and learning about different things, I'm kind of like, my opinion really changed about it. And it's more of like around the 8 or 9, or probably 8, 7 or 8 for me. But it's still good. It's still a really good, solid shonen series that doesn't get as much credit as, just look at it. Anyway, that's it. Like, subscribe, and peace out.